Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
This year on my birthday, I decided to treat myself with this classic Black Forest cake recipe exactly as I learned it from my baking school. A New Zealand bakery style Black Forest cake recipe video it is today especially for you guys, and of course I have made an eggless version here which I know most of you all prefer. Of course, we will start with the chocolate cake recipe. We will start by making our very own DIY buttermilk. To warm milk, add the vinegar. I have added vanilla essence to this just so that I will have one less dish to wash. Okay, I know. So anyway, to the warm milk, add in the vinegar and vanilla. Now just stir and let it sit aside for 5 minutes to curdle. Meanwhile, in a separate mixing bowl, let's sift together the flour, cocoa powder, baking soda and salt. Give a quick mix and set this aside too. In another bowl, transfer the curdled milk or the buttermilk that we just prepared, followed by the addition of oil. Whisking continuously, combine the oil and then in goes the sugar. Whisk that too. Finally, fold the dry into the wet in 2 batches. Add half of the flour mixture, whisk gently, and when you still see some bits of flour remaining, that is when you add the remaining set of flour. This and 9 other tips has been included in a free ebook for you guys which you can download from the website. The link for the same is given in the description box for absolutely free. And also, by the way, this is the same recipe that we used to make the chocolate caramel cake, and this can also be easily veganized like we did in our vegan chocolate cupcake video. So you can find all the recipe links in the description box if you would like to try a new flavor. Okay, so once the cake batter is ready, transfer it to 3 6-inch cake pans that has been buttered, lined with the parchment paper and also dusted with flour on the sides. So each cake pan has around 327 grams of cake batter in it. So off it goes to baking in a preheated oven of 180 degrees Celsius for 35 minutes or until a skewer inserted in the center comes out clean. Let it sit in the pan itself for 3 minutes, then transfer onto a wire rack to cool completely. While our cake is cooling, let us prepare the filling, for which we will start with the sugar syrup. Add equal parts of sugar and water into a saucepan and heat until sugar dissolves. No need to boil or thicken the syrup here, just heat it until the sugar is totally dissolved, that's it and nothing more. If you would like to make the alcoholic version of Black Forest cake, then this is the stage where you would add in your liquor. Note that when you boil everything, the alcohol content just evaporates. What you will be left out is with the flavor of the alcohol. I am making the non-alcoholic version, obviously, right? And that's the reason I have not added it here today. Transfer it to another container so that it cools quicker. Next, we will make the cherry compote. In a saucepan, I am going to add in frozen pitted cherries. You can use fresh or frozen for this recipe. Add the sugar and few drops of lemon juice. Cook it until the cherries wilt and soften. While that is cooking, here in a separate bowl, let's make the cornstarch slurry by combining corn flour or cornstarch and water mixed to dissolve the cornstarch. Once the cherries are softened, do a taste test to adjust before adding the slurry. If it is too sweet, add more lemon juice, and if it is tart, then add sugar to get the perfect balance. For this particular batch, I definitely needed more sugar, so I went ahead and added that. Finally, add the corn flour mixture and stirring continuously allow the compote to thicken. It would hardly take 3 to 4 minutes or even less. Once thickened, transfer it to another container, cling wrap in a way that it touches the surface of the compote. This would help prevent the formation of skin on top. Allow it to cool completely. The compote will thicken further upon cooling. So this is the stage which sets this cake apart. Usually the filling also has vanilla whipped cream or chantilly cream, but here in New Zealand we make chocolate whipped cream as the filling, and that is how I learned it, so I am sharing the exact same recipe with you all too. In a bowl, add in the cream and we will sift the icing sugar and cocoa powder on top of it just to make sure that there are no lumps in the cocoa powder. You can also add vanilla essence if you like. I am skipping it today. So we will just simply whisk this until stiff peaks form. Now I am using dairy based whipping cream, which is why I always add icing sugar to my cream. If you are using a non-dairy based cream or if your cream is already sweetened, you can always skip the icing sugar here. Finally, it's time to assemble the cake. Trim the caramelized part of the chocolate cake even if you get a flat top. Soak it with sugar syrup, taking care to soak the edges well, as that is the part that tends to dry out quick. Next, add in 1/3 of the prepared chocolate whipped cream, followed by half of the cherry compote and chocolate shavings. It is very easy to make the chocolate shavings. All you have to do is pick up a bar of chocolate and grate it in your grater. Finally, repeat the layers until you reach the very top. With whatever cream is left out, crumb coat the cake and wipe the cake board. Let it chill for 30 minutes before proceeding. Unlike the usual frosting that we generally make for cakes on this channel, this time I'm going to make a simple cloud-like light and airy chantilly cream. After about 30 minutes, we would add the cream and icing sugar to a bowl. The addition of vanilla bean paste is what will take this to the next level. Whip everything until stiff peaks forms. I have a detailed video on how to whip cream, so I will link it up here or in the description box. You can check that out for more additional tips and tricks on whipping cream. Spread it around the chilled cake and go over 2 to 3 times with your bench scraper until you are satisfied with the finishing. But do not be harsh on yourself, as everything will be covered in chocolate, right? So all your faults would be hidden. So don't spend too much time smoothing or going after that sharp edges. You just finish it off in a good presentable way. Okay, so you have your blank canvas now ready, decorated the way you like. For my eggless black forest cake design, I opted for the chocolate bars on the sides, a swirl on top using 1M Wilton tip, and few fresh cherries and chocolate designs as garnishes. To make the chocolate box, we would need some melted chocolate. I have 3 videos on chocolate melting and decoration. I will link all of those up here or even in the description box. You can watch that to understand how to melt chocolate the right way if you like. For this particular design, even though I started with the parchment paper cone, I quickly realized that not only will it take a long time, but also would make use of more chocolate if I followed this method. So I would suggest using a spatula as seen in the video now. Simply spread a layer of the chocolate on the parchment paper. You need not be perfect here as we want the design to resemble tree barks, so imperfection is the key. Okay, so before the chocolate sets, using a skewer or toothpick, make random swirls to create the effects and then allow it to set completely, not in the refrigerator. If you watch the chocolate video, you will understand why. And then peel it off the parchment paper and use it to decorate. Don't worry if it breaks while unfolding, it is absolutely fun. I also made few chocolate garnishes, but I did not end up using it. You can watch the tutorial for the same from the link in description box if you like. Finally, decorate the cake and just blow the candle. So that's the cake I made for myself on my birthday. So that brings me to the question of the video, which is, do you guys bake your own birthday cakes or you prefer ordering it with someone else? Comment below in the comment section and we can have a chat over.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Sushma. Happy birthday to you.
Ma, you're 33 years old.
32.
32.
What do you do? If you liked this video, then definitely smash that like button, subscribe to our channel for more baking related recipes, tips, hacks, motivation, and in short everything baking. And also follow us on Instagram. I know you guys might know the jazz by now, right? So yes, I'll see you soon in my next one. Until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care. Bye bye.